Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and the place to be, it's Deb C. Boop, that's me, boop, Deb C. Hey guys, happy Tuesday, and I hope everybody is having a great week. If not a great week, then at least a good week. Last night I watched The Bachelorette, and so we are going to recap this. Tonight I'm going to watch Claim to Fame. I was a little tired last night, so I was like, let's just do Bachelorette. So we're gonna get into Bachelorette. I don't know, does anybody else feel this way? But this season really seems to be going like very quickly. And also, why are they not going like outside the country yet? Okay, so this week was hometowns. We're down to 4 guys: Aaron, Joey, Xavier, and Doughton. How could I forget Doughton? He's my favorite. So first off, she went to Houston to meet up with Aaron B and meet his family. Let me just tell you what, that spread that they put out there, oh, mwah, chef's kiss. I would have destroyed that, all of that, except for the frog legs. So good. That looked so yummy. So going in, there were a couple concerns from both of them. For Charity, she kind of felt like they were playing catch up, like she wasn't quite where she wanted them to be. Listen, that could have been remedied by giving him one of the one-on-ones last week. I'm just saying. And on Aaron's side, he had said that he wished that they would have discussed the L word, the big L word, which is love, before meeting his parents. So they go in, they meet his parents. They seemed like a very nice family. The whole family, I enjoyed Aaron's family a lot. Some questions. And before they even got into the questions, we found out that I believe it was Aaron's mom was the one who had in the past locked one of his exes in a room for 45 minutes so that she could like interrogate her, she could like so she could grill her. So she's a tough lady, but I'm gonna tell you, I liked her. But the mom asked the question that was interesting that his mom asked was, if Aaron would propose, would you accept? And she said no. And I was like, oh, but she said no. It's nothing personal with Aaron. It's just that when someone proposes, she wants to make sure that this is something that is going to last forever. Like, she takes it very seriously. And the mother liked that. The mother liked that she was grounded in this process and not just like flitty and flying all over the place and not taking this seriously. She liked that. I liked the whole entire family. I enjoyed them immensely. Now, she had said that his family is great, but with the time that's left, she's really just not sure if they can get where they need to be. Like, she feels like they're so far behind in comparison to where she's at with the other guys. So the first thing in the beginning that I noticed, there was no like day date. Like when they go to meet the families for hometowns, they usually go and do something in the community, like in the hometown, and then they meet. They didn't have a day date. Well, that's because at night they left his parents' house, and then they went to this football stadium. And I thought it was really cute. He got them custom made. Well, it obviously wasn't him. I believe it was probably ABC had gotten custom personalized varsity jackets. And I thought this was so sweet. He played the song that Lauren Elena had sung during their first date, their one-on-one date. I love that. I thought that was so sweet. And then she had said that they're back on track. So it looks like everything is going good for them. So next up, they go to Hawaii and she meets Joey. She plays tennis with Joey and with his uncle. Was it Joe? With his uncle. And his uncle is like his role model, like a real big role model for him. Joey's family was nice. I felt like his family was guardedly optimistic. You know what I mean? Like they were happy for him, but the overlying like theme for them was they're worried about him getting hurt. And even the father, I would say like the father was optimistic, but he had a really good dose of skepticism in there, just because he had seen what had happened to his son in the past and how he got his heart broken. And it seems to me like when Joey is in, maybe when Joey's in a relationship, like he really goes hard and he puts everything in there so that whenever he gets hurt or when it ends, then he's just shattered. Like he's not just like a little upset. He's like really heartbroken. And the whole family, it seems like the whole family is really worried about like what's going to happen if this doesn't work out. Okay. So as far as questions goes, his sister had asked, is she falling in love with Joey? She said she is. And then the mother was talking to Joey. And this is where this whole, are you getting the real Joey? Are you getting the genuine Joey? Where this is coming from. She was saying that, she was talking to Joey and she was saying, listen, if you be yourself and if you're really being your genuine self, she's definitely going to fall in love with you. But then it goes a little further because the uncle was talking with Joey and he was saying that, you know, when I was playing tennis with you, I noticed that you just weren't being, you didn't seem to be your genuine self. Are you portraying your genuine self, or are you just being someone that she wants? That's where this whole thing of like, are you being the real Joey? Because when I heard, are you being the real Joey during the previews and during the commercials, I was like, oh shit, what is going on here? Like, but what he's saying is that Joey can be a people pleaser. And he's wondering if, are you being yourself, or are you just bending and molding yourself to what you think she wants you to be? That's what he's saying. And he says, no, he is being himself. He's being genuine. The uncle then talks to Charity and mentions this, that Joey is a people pleaser. Sometimes he bends to be what the other person wants. And have you noticed that? Have you noticed if he's being genuine? And she said he is very genuine. But my question is, how would she know if he's being genuine? Like, she just knows him from here. Like, when he says, is he being the real Joey? Well, this is the real Joey for her because she doesn't know him outside of this experience. She didn't know him before to know what he was like then, to know if it's like the same person. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, how would she know? So after that, she kind of gets it in her head a little bit. Like, she's a little concerned and a little worried. Like, am I getting the real person? They go afterwards and they're talking. It's very awkward. There's some silences, and then Charity starts crying, and she says, I'm crying because I don't want to leave you. Listen, I got the kind of feeling, she wasn't really looking at him. I kind of got the feeling that, like, is she crying because she's thinking she might let him go, because of what, you know, the uncle said? Is that, I was thinking she's gonna let him go. And even Joey had picked up on it. He's like, it doesn't seem like every other time that we've been together, she's crying and she's not looking at me, and something is going on. So listen, that's what I thought. I thought I was the only person that picked up on that, but apparently Joey, the guy who was in it, picked up on it too. So next up we had Xavier. Xavier, his hometown is Cleveland. So she met him in Cleveland. The one concern that she had with Xavier is that he reminds her of an ex, and the ex that he reminds her of did not make her a priority in their relationship. So that's the issue she has going in. So listen, the crafter in me, I love crafting, and the crafter in me, when he brought her in to this knitting group, to the knitting group that he's in, I loved it. I just loved it so much. It was just wholesome. It was just wholesome TV that I just loved. And he basically equated like knitting to a relationship, because it takes patience and time in both of them. And I love that. I thought that was so sweet. His family, I really did like his family a lot. His mother was diagnosed with MS, and that's what actually made him want to become a biomedical researcher. It had the job that he has now. I did love that. The sister asked Charity, "Are you in love?" And she said she's in between like and love. Charity then asked, "Is he ready to be married?" And the sister said she thinks he is, but his energies, the energy of his exes never had matched his energy. So that's why things really didn't work out between him and any of his exes. And his mom, and then she asks the mother this, and his mother says that he is very excited to be a father, and she really does think that he's ready. And the father, him and his father were talking, and Xavier had said he thinks he can get there with Charity. So he's not completely in love, but he can get there to that point with Charity. And the mother had then asked him, "Do you feel like you're ready with her, to be with her?" And he said yes. And his sister, listen, everybody else liked Charity. His sister was like, "I love Charity." He's like, I think my sister loves Charity more than she loves me. So then they're talking afterwards, and he says he's falling in love with her. And she says, "Oh goodness." I mean, it's not as bad as "thank you," but it's not the greatest. Oh goodness. So there's that. Last up, we had Dalton. Listen, I missed where Dalton is from. If somebody knows, put it in the comments. So Dalton says at the start that his parents go to Nigeria for like 4 to 6 weeks, so they're not going to be able to make it. But they're going to meet his siblings and his grandmother. And I love that group. I loved his grandmother. Seriously, his grandmother's in the kitchen cooking. I loved her. I loved his grandmother. So they're outside, they're talking, and then his parents come. And his parents, oh my goodness, seriously. His parents come in, and he's so excited and so happy, and they grab Charity and they hug her. Oh, I'm gonna start crying right now. It was so sweet. I was just crying. It was just the best. I just loved it. He says he does tell his mom he is falling in love with Charity. And then Charity is now asking, am I seeing the real Dalton? And they say, yes, you are absolutely seeing the real Dalton. His father says that he thinks Dalton is ready to be married. And his brother had said that Dalton is just the most faithful man. Like, you will never find a man that is so focused on you and just there for you. Like, he says, he will never look at another woman, and it's just so sweet. I have to tell you, it has got to end up with Dalton. She has got to end up with him. And then after that, wait a minute, and before they leave, they're all hugging, and the grandmother comes up and she's like, she says to Charity, I love you. Oh, I was crying so much. So sweet. So they go out into the driveway, and there is a convertible. They get in the convertible, they go to a drive-in. There's nobody at the drive-in, and Charity's like, take me to the drive-in. I love this because my parents would always go to the drive-in. So there's nobody there. They get their refreshments, their drinks, their popcorn, and then they're sitting there, and then it's this movie that comes on that is like childhood pictures, childhood videos, and then videos and pictures of them together, and it's a little movie. Now I know in the past they have had times where they've had gone to like premieres and it's a video of them, but sometimes those are cheesy. I love this. And then he said something at the end. When it was over, he said something like, our story is just beginning, or something. Oh, it was so sweet. Oh, listen, those two have got to be endgame. Like, oh, I can honestly see those two absolutely together, because I can see them doing like fancy things, but more importantly, I can see them just finding joy in like the everyday things. I just love them together. So Jesse talks with Charity, and he says, has there some clarification? She's like, no, I'm not completely clear on everything. She did get some clarity. Listen, she did get clarity from Aaron. She said she can see life with Xavier, but hasn't told him that she's falling in love. She did say she's falling in love with Dalton. And she said that Uncle Joe, when she went to talk to Joey, to meet Joey, that his uncle threw her off with the whole thing of like, is he being the real Joey? So there's that. My prediction going into the final rose ceremony was it was going to be, first one picked was Dalton, second one was going to be Aaron, third one picked was going to be Xavier, and Joey was going home. I was right on Dalton. I was wrong on everybody else. So Dalton, yes, first one. Then next up was Xavier. I was surprised as anybody. And so then I'm like, it's definitely going to be Joey going home. And no, spoiler alert, listen, spoiler alert, no. Joey got the third rose and Aaron is going home. Listen, Dolly can attest, whenever that happened, I yelled out the shit. I yelled out in my disbelief. I was like, what? Wow. I did not see that coming. The only thing that I can think of is that like maybe her connection is not as deep and as strong with him as it is with the others. And maybe she didn't get to where she needed to be with him. She obviously didn't get to where she needed to be with him. And she was crying, and at the end she was like, I really hope I didn't make a mistake. Listen, you didn't, because you picked Dalton, and Dalton has got to be your end game. He has got to be the end of the rainbow, like the pot of gold at the end of your romantic rainbow. That's it. Trademark that, romantic rainbow. I'm trademarking that. Romantic rainbow, trademark, TM, like Phil Dunphy would say. Romantic rainbow, TM. So that's, I was shocked. So please tell me in the comments, did you watch it? Who are you rooting for? And if it's not Dalton, why? So, but let me know what you thought of the episode. And with that being said, if nobody told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there. Treat one another the way you would want to, and take care of one another. And I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.